All right, it is Friday, and of course, we are here with another Flex with Legal Bet with none other than Mr. Raul Guajardo. Did you say Guajardo?
Guajardo.
Guajardo.
You gotta roll that R. Raul Guajardo.
Oh, there's like multiple R's in the front.
Well, it's not multiple, it's just rolling now. There we go.
Guajardo.
We're gonna drop you like right in the middle of Mexico with no money. Coca-Cola.
I remember doing that. So, thanks so much for tuning in. Yet another edition of your favorite segment and covering legal questions. And of course, the big guys didn't introduce himself in case we have any new followers or watchers.
Well, my name's Raul Guajardo, and personal injury lawyer. We've been practicing here in Texas, South Texas, for the past 22 years. And we have an office in San Antonio, Brownsville, McAllen, and of course in Edinburgh. And all we do is personal injury cases.
Oh, we done.
Yeah, all we do.
And if we don't, then we can steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely talk to people, and, you know, if we can do something for them, we'll refer them to good people who actually
reputable. Is that a word?
reputable.
That's what I said.
Yeah, reputable people that can actually handle the job.
Question on words. Is it compensable or compensable?
What?
Me and Leslie are talking about it. Anyway.
Compensate.
Reputable? Reputable.
Reputable.
That's what I said. Okay, so we have a question that came in. Of course, we got lots of questions, people asking over social media. And then once we get the questions, we see which one's kind of good, and then we talk about it because people want to know. So, and the ones that we don't talk about, we just, send a message.
That's true. We can't do all the questions at the same time because Leslie over there won't let us go over 5 minutes or 10. Is that right, Leslie?
All right, we're doing one. All right.
We're doing one every show.
So the question that came in said, Mr. Guajardo, how many licks does it take to get that noise? No, it was, what happens in the event if you are involved in an accident and your children are involved? Which is a good question because I have an experience I will share later on.
Yeah. And I'm sure your experience was something like this.
It was.
No, well, for the most part, I mean, of course, they treat it like any other case. The children need to be treated. They need to recover. They need to go through the whole process. But I figure the question comes from the side of the claim.
Right.
What happens thereafter. So once the children get compensated or the child gets the money, typically everybody gets paid, right? We get the doctors paid. But of course, we got to pay the lawyers. We got to pay everything that's outstanding. And the remainder of the money gets put in the registry of the court for the child to collect when he's 18. So the purpose of that is so that the parents won't squander the money. And during that time, the money is earning interest. So when the child gets out, hopefully they'll use it for college or something like that.
Yeah. And then the money should be accumulating interest throughout the whole
It should. Yes. I mean, there's two ways to do it. You can request the court to do an annuity, and that would be like a third-party company, which I would recommend depending on the amount of money that you have. But they usually pay better. And, that money can be placed in an annuity. The other thing is that you can place it into the court registry, which is typical. That's what they do most of the time, and it earns interest as savings account, that kind of thing.
So once it gets allotted to each child that was involved in the accident, is there any way possible that the parent or guardian can access it, or is it specifically just for the child?
That's a really good question, and they can, but it has to be through court approval. For example, the money has to benefit the child, and if the parents can prove that the child needs a computer or maybe needed some surgery further on something unrelated or whatnot, and they need money to care for the child or something that would benefit him, they would have to prove it up. And the court may allow that, but it's really difficult to jump that hurdle because the court figures that he's your child, you should be able to support her. So it's kind of a high bar, but it has happened. Sometimes people, they don't, things happen and people don't have the means. So to provide something for their child, and if the money's there, and you convince the court to do that, you can file a motion and the court will release certain funds for you.
So is that something that somebody has to have on their insurance? You know how we kind of have to where drivers are excluded people in insurance. Is that something extra they have to provide, or does insurance automatically cover children?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's like we're talking about like they're being involved in an accident. We're not getting into liability scenarios, but let's say that the other party had coverage, right? So the child is treated like any other person. That's it, pretty much. It's nothing specifically that the insurance would cover.
So nothing someone has to specifically ask for.
Let's not confuse our audience. It has nothing to do with that. So that was a separate subject. I know you're still. We can talk about part 2 of that one subject later.
The rat's on there, but maybe it's not running right.
The wheel. The rat is hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going backward.
So no, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking about, let's say you have a third party accident. Each third party, the other person was at fault. The other person has insurance. That's it. It's not dig any further than that.
Just trying to.
No. That's the simple. So for the most part, if there's coverage, that's the process of recovery for a child. Tell me about your story now.
So, once upon a time. No, and it does pertain because that happened to my stepkids when they were younger. They were involved in an accident, and then after treatment and all, the medical stuff was taken care of, then they did have the court did give them money each, and I'm assuming it was due to the extent of the injuries because one got more than the other, and then that was placed into a separate account, and then that one to where they couldn't touch it until they were the age of 21.
21?
20. So. I don't know if the age, there's age.
Yeah.
Because you say 18.
It's 18, yeah. There's also, you can also specify there, maybe you want to fold it. Sometimes if it's, like, for example, we've had cases where we have an injured child and he's like 17, right? And 6 months he'll turn 18. So sometimes we settle the case and we kind of hold off until the child turns 18 so that we don't have to put the money to the registry of the court because it's not going to earn much interest and you're only going to, have an extra step that you have to go and file a motion and get it out of there. By the time you put the money in there, the child will turn 18. So we usually agree with the insurance company and say, hey, let's we have the settlement, but don't pay us yet until we, 2 months from now when the child turns 18.
That's something automatic that they automatically get access to that, or is it something that we have to go back to court and?
I don't understand the question. Did you understand the question, Leslie?
Hold on, let me go back to that. So is that something that is automatically where they get the money, or do we have to file something with a court? Okay, did that come out right this time?
It didn't, but
you understand what I'm trying to say? Wait, you want me to do it again? Get the answer?
Okay. I'm thinking that you're saying that if he's 18,
yes. Okay, yeah.
If they turn 18 and they have money in the registry of the court, do they automatically get the money? Is that what you're asking?
So it's just that, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. Did I just say that? No, you see it.
We were talking about waiting 2 months for them to turn 18 and then getting the money directly from the insurance company. And then you say that's something that automatically happens. So, no, you kind of threw me for a spin there.
Well,
So for the most part, once the money is in the registry of the court, no, you have to file a motion to get it withdrawn.
Okay. So you mean when they're 18?
It's not automatic. Yeah.
Okay.
After they're 18, you have to do that. Now, the first scenario that I was talking about when you were through that curveball, we just waited. We had the insurance company hold the money until, the child turns 18, then give it directly to them.
Right.
Exactly.
And now you know. But for the client, well, not the client, well, it says for the person that submitted that question, thank you so much. Did you let me talk about my personal experience? But if anybody else has any questions, of course, you can submit that to us through our social media or direct message. We'll get those. We'll forward them over to Mr. Guajardo here. And then, we'll talk about it maybe in the next lecture, legal bits. But, don't forget to like us on Instagram, on Facebook, on all of our social media platforms, especially because we're putting out videos on YouTube. For all those that are new subscribers, thank you so much. And those that have got themselves registered because we got some big giveaways he doesn't know about. He's paying for it. Stay tuned because we have some more stuff. But in case anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Yeah, you can always call us at 956-318-3200 or our social media, which is Law Office of Raul Guajardo on Facebook, Texas Legal on TikTok and Instagram.
And Twitter.
Twitter, we have it as well. Guajardo Law.
Guajardo Law.
Do people use Twitter still?
I didn't know that even existed. What we got?
I know we answer them. I know we look at them, but I know Leslie does, but I don't know that people use it too much. I don't know. Maybe we'll look.
Also, you can visit our website, www.raulguajardo.com, and you can see all of our good stuff on there as well. But until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one coming up next Friday, and maybe your question will be on the docket.
Yeah, and by the way, how are they going to send their questions? How are they going to send the questions? How do you prefer them sending questions through?
Like this.
But is it, they can send them through our website, they can send them through our Facebook, or TikTok.
You see, this goes to show that he's not paying attention. I literally just said that like 2 minutes.
I asked how he prefers, but
what we were talking about.
How do we do that?
And it's through our social media.
Any social media platform. All right. Okay.
Messages.
He's like, what is that?
Estamos contigo.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.